So in today's video, I want to talk to you about digital nomads and what opportunities they have in Turkey versus in other parts of the world. And I'm going to take you to this website. It's called Nomad List. If you are a digital nomad yourself, you've probably seen this countless times, but just want to show you what does it say about Turkey. So let's go have a look here. So you can see here, you've got popular number one, obviously Portugal, Indonesia, Bangkok, Thailand, Chiang Mai, also another popular one. You've got Buenos Aires, you've got Mexico City, obviously Medellin, Colombia. You've got India as well, Bangalore. Malaysia is a popular one. Portugal again, South Africa as well, interesting, nice. Germany, it's good for startups and so on. I've heard it multiple times. If you go a little bit down, number 20 is Turkey. Now, it says here the cost of living is approximately $2,095 a month, which is arguably like, yes, to live a very comfortable life in Istanbul would be roughly around 2,000, but I would say it's doable within 1,500 dollars as well, because if rents have gone up quite a bit, so rents, let's say if you're paying like 700, I think that you can easily live there another additional $700. So 1,500 I would say is doable. Let's click on this and see what we can see here. So scores, total score, okay, 3.4. Family score is okay, interesting, because quality of life, healthcare, air quality. Okay, air quality, yeah, it's okay, not too bad. Education and so on. Internet is not 6 Mbps now. Internet has really gone up quite a lot in Turkey, and it's very cheap now. So literally, you can get a connection for how much? For approximately 200 liras, 250 to 200 liras, and you can get a 50 megabit per second, 50 Mbps connection for that price. If you pay a little bit more, 300 liras, which is, let's see how much is 300 liras right now in US dollar. So that's about $16 a month. You can get up to 100 Mbps connection, which I think 50 is reasonable. But if you're doing more like uploading and so on and some more intensive activity, then yeah, 100 Mbps is more than enough for most users. So $16 a month broadband internet, it's pretty good, I think. Fun wise, it's okay. It depends again. Yeah, you've got tons of activities to do in Istanbul and nearby regions. Air quality now is great. Okay, good to hear. Crime wise, yeah, definitely it's good crime wise compared to many of these other places listed earlier. I think it's great. Yeah. Um, okay, so let's go on here and see what other things we've got. Digital Nomad Guide. Okay, cost of living. Now, cost of living for family is not $4,000. I mean, this is depends obviously based on, but the average number of families that I've talked to, expats and locals, nobody's paying like $4,000 a month. Again, I think $1,000 to roughly, not 1,000, let's say $1,500 starting is reasonable. Even for a family, if you get a cheaper apartment, you can do it with 1,500. Let's say 2,000 to $2,500 will be good enough for a family. Hotels, yeah, this is a median price per month. I would say it's probably even more than that. You're probably looking at about $2,000 a month, maybe $1,500, $2,000 a month for hotels. Airbnbs, probably you can get it a bit cheaper. So probably Airbnb prices this. Studio rent, yeah, $1,000 a month would be in the center a little bit. Yeah. Airbnb is a bit more right now, about $75, $70 a night. Dinner is fine. Beer, okay. $2. Estimated tax, 50. I mean, taxes, you don't really have to worry because you're not paying taxes in Turkey because you only pay taxes on income earned in Turkey. So if it's earned outside of Turkey, then you're not paying taxes. Yeah, so co-working hot desk. I'm pretty sure this is it's not even $83. It's less than that. It's definitely less than that. It's probably like $30 a month. Let's take a look at pros and cons. So look at this. Cons has got no freedom of speech. Not true. Not true. There is absolutely a good amount, I would say, of freedom of speech. Within, of course, within, you have to be mindful of saying things not to upset. But usually the locals, they are pretty accepting, and they'll probably be saying it themselves of how things need to improve, or criticizing the current conditions and so on. Not very democratic. So this again, pretty slow internet, as I mentioned, not true. Not much to do. This is not true. Yeah, it's cold. It gets cold in the wintertime, definitely. Yeah. Damp. Yeah. Crowded. I would say depends where you go in Istanbul. Of course, if you're living in the core central regions, yeah, it's gonna be cold. Otherwise, you can survive. It's not that crowded everywhere. People don't speak English. Yeah, yeah. This is I can't argue with that. It's gotten better. It's gotten a lot better. Not safe for women. No, this is wrong. I would say definitely. Turkey in general is very safe for women. Compared to even like Western countries, I would say it's much more safer for women and men in general. Just safety is very. I would say it's a much more safer country, and maybe not as definitely not as safe as, let's say, Qatar or UAE. These places. But I would say it's still considerably safer than the States, for example, or France, Canada. Certain parts of Canada, right? So certain cities in certain areas in the U.S., and so definitely it's a lot safer, Turkey, compared to other countries. Not family friendly. I would say it's one of the most family friendly places that you can think of. Like Istanbul, many cities in Turkey are very family friendly. Many people smoke tobacco. Yes, yes, that is one definite con. Is that everybody smokes in Turkey? Hopefully, that's gonna change soon. So yeah, the pros are pretty much standard. Yeah, easy to make friends, easy to do business. Depends. Not that easy, I would say. Quality of education has, I think it could do better, because I used to work in the education industry there, and so I think it has room for improvement. But definitely, there's a lot of access now. There's lots of universities there now. Hospitals are pretty good, but again, it depends. Like you have to look out for which hospitals to go to and which doctors. So just like in any other country, you have to do your research. Don't just go randomly, especially if you're looking for specialists or if you're looking for any specific type of treatment. Yeah, if you've just got a cold or just some fever and just a regular thing, and then you can just walk in anywhere. But if you're doing some procedures and stuff, you have to do your research before you go there. Roads are pretty safe. Yeah, this is hands down anywhere in Turkey, east, west, north, south. They're all safe. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. Let's go here. Photos, reviews. Istanbul was a terrible experience. I cannot speak a single word of English. I mean, you're going to a foreign country, so don't expect everybody to speak your language. I mean, you have to that's the whole point of going to another country. You have to make the effort to understand them and use translation apps and so on. Short tempered and get frustrated. Yeah, that's partly true. Depends. They can be very helpful too. If you make an effort, I think they can be very helpful. Istanbul, yes, the taxi situation needs to be fixed. It's very tricky. So I would suggest just rent a car. It's so much better. Just rent a car from the airport, and do your business. And of course, if you're just taking a cab from the airport to your hotel, that's fine. Those cabs are usually they're fine. But if you have to take a cab from, the shopping mall, or from the from Taksim, from Sultan Ahmed, then yeah, God help you, you're gonna definitely run into some issues. Um, Again, some issues, I mean, is that you're gonna have to overpay by a bit and so on. Usually it's nothing crazy. You just have to, and when it's busy timings, then again, there's gonna be a lot of competition. Whoever pays the most gets the ride and so on. It's hard to get a taxi. City is overcrowded, yes. Yes, yes. Um, yeah, this is very sad actually. Syrian refugee, anyone telling me Arabic guy beat up, yeah. Yeah, so it depends on your stay. So definitely, people are having good and bad experiences. So I think that the trend is that definitely there's a lot more people coming to Istanbul, coming to Turkey, arriving there. So yeah, definitely, I would say is that Turkey is a great place for digital nomads. It's got great internet. It's got, great places to go, things to do. There's a lot of historical places, natural places. It's cheap. The cost of living is quite low, especially if you go to, let's say, a smaller place. Let's say if you don't go to Istanbul, you go to Antalya, which is also another large city, or if you go to Bursa, or if you go to Ankara, like any other city, which is not Istanbul, is going to be a lot easier. Like Eskişehir, for example, you go down there and it's still accessible. You can take buses and flights to Istanbul, Antalya, different parts of the country. You're going to have a lot better time there in terms of your expenses. The rent is going to be cheaper. You still have great access to internet everywhere, so you can get your internet set up and stuff. Language issue, yes, you're gonna have, but if you obviously, that's what we're here for as well, as Think Turkey. We can assist your kind of move or your transition if you're coming here to Turkey for a few months. As a digital nomad, you can spend up to 3 months in Turkey, so you have most people can get visas easily for 3 months. And if you want to stay for longer than that, then there's the issue of either there is, used to be quite easy, but now it's gotten a bit more difficult to get the tourism permit. They used to be able to get it for 1 year, but now they've kind of stopped that because a lot of people were misusing it, and there's too many people coming in and utilizing that. So they've kind of stopped that for now. So now you can buy property and invest in Turkey. Like you can have your apartment. Let's say you have one apartment there, and minimum requirement for residency through real estate is $75,000 in large cities, which is like all the major cities. There are a few exceptions, but again, getting a decent apartment, you do even in the smaller cities, you're still looking at about 70,000 anyway. And the larger cities, you're still looking at about 100,000, $90,000 roughly at a start. So yeah, if you're interested in any one of these options, if you're thinking of coming for a short stay, or if you're thinking of coming for a longer stay, we can assist you with that, and streamline that process for you, get everything set up, make it easy for you to get set up and have a smooth experience, versus like some of these people, they didn't have such a good experience. So get in touch. The number is below. Just click on the WhatsApp link below, and you can get in touch with me, or one of my team members will talk you and explain to you how we do that. And yeah, look out for more content in coming videos. See you next time.